Good morning to one and all. I am Dr. Sumitra, an associate professor from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Today we are going to discuss all about design thinking based security policies in operating system. Let us have a small discussion regarding that, and we can brainstorm about each and every design thinking with the different 5 phases.
Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss about a very important topic in operating system, which is DT based security policies. DT stands for design thinking. So when we take nowadays like the most popular operating system used such as Linux, Windows, Mac OS. So this will help the user to have the access and control over their own files, and this will also help the user to with whom do they have access and whom do they need to share it, all have that access and control, and which is very useful nowadays.
I am going to say the empathy of DT based security policies. Here what consists, the user has the full authority over his data. For example, we can take a Google Drive where a file can be allowed to upload. In this, the user is having the right to read it or write it, even execute it, and also they have the access to allow it only using through this link, or they can set it private and also they can make it public. Here the full authority of the data is controlled by the user itself. So it has a major security policies updated throughout the guided manner.
Modify. I am taking an example from Linux. Suppose I create a file in the name of project.txt. I am the owner of the file. If I want to access this or modify it, read and write it or execute it, I can do it. In case I have to give it to others, I can use the chmod command and others can read and write the file. If I don't want others to write on the file, I can use chmod.txt. I can only access the file and others can only read and write, and I can execute the file without others' permission. In this case, there is no need for admin.
It's about the phase Ideate. I'm going to say about why DT is using security features, because it's user friendly, efficient, and it is easy to use. For example, if I am sharing a file, I can decide who can access the file and who cannot access the file, and also I can decide what they can do with it. Either they can view it or access it or modify it. I can decide it. There is no need of a middle person like admin in this. So it's easy to use. It's mostly used in colleges, businesses, etc.
Speak.
I'm going to discuss about the phase Ideate. I'm going to explain about why DT is using security features, because it is user friendly, flexible, and easy to use. DT security features are designed based on how user will face. For example, what are the problems faced by users? It is analyzed before creating it, and then they will design it according to the user preferences. For example, while I'm sharing a file, I have faced multiple issues like giving access to them, because they can modify it at any time without my knowledge. These are the issues I have faced during sharing a file. So nowadays, DT based security features allows me to decide who can access the file and what they can do with the file. For example, either they can view the file or they can modify the file, or either they can download and reuse the file. I can decide what they can do with those. So DT based security features allows me to think and give access who really needs the access to them.
I'm going to speak about prototype and testing. So how is the other models is compared with the other models are compared, and there are 2 types of access control, and one is RBAC and another one is MAC. RBAC is a role-based access control model, and which is compared by the roles of the certain persons, like a student or staff who uses the certain files, who can access the certain files. And another one is MAC, which is mandatory control model, which is the rules set by the admins of the models, which cannot be changed or replaced by another roles, and also some of the difference and
So let me wrap up this session. So DT based security policy provide a lot of convenience and flexibility because they trust their users, so they can manage access in a safe way. But they have a question that why they are giving more trust and more believing in their system, because it's where the more trust comes from the great responsibilities, right? So where system have a great, more critical system in them. So in short term, where DT has a DT can be useful, or it is in common for us, but DT is not always a common safe use.
Thank you. I hope you're clear with this concept of DT based security policy. Thank you.